Okay, so the question is going to be whether or not to get a real Eotech or just stick with the fake one. I've owned both, and I have to say it depends on what you want to do with it. If you're a cop or if you're law enforcement and you actually have to use it in a real line of work, I would highly suggest you get the real thing. However, if you're just a recreational shooter and you don't have a whole lot of money, I would say why not just get the fake one, because they do practically the same job, right? And here's the difference. You get quality. Obviously, you get what you pay for, and some of the quality would be not having to tinker with it too much. Like the fake one, the catch doesn't really hold it there very tight because this is as far as it extends, and on a gun that doesn't hold very much. So what you have to do is put some bushing on there, and I have to do that through a form of duct tape or electrical tape. Or you can do that with a soda can too if you wanted it to. But as long as you can get it to stay on your gun, you'll hold zero all the time. And I've had good things through it. I shot holes on hole at 25 and 100. Not too much on the issue with holding zero as far as you can get it on, staying on the gun tightly enough. So like I said, you have to worry about this part right here first. Other than that, it just works like the real thing too. I guess another thing is you also have kind of a glare like this, on the screen, and so that if you're using it for real line of work, you can give away your position that way. And for nighttime use, you're gonna have that issue where the dot's gonna be visible because it's a red dot technology. It's not holographic. And the night vision button doesn't actually work like a night vision button. It just turns the reticle green, so you just have green reticle. This is exactly the same model I have. This is the real one right here. It's on my 6.8 AR weapon system. This is a model 552 right here on the real Eotech. There's the marking right there, whereas the fake one you don't have the marking and all other trademark. And you don't have that pixel. You don't have that issue where you can see the dot. Yeah, see, you don't see the dot on that one. And for all you safety fairies out there, this gun is locked and load, and I'm not gonna decock it or anything. As you can see, there's a live round in there. I keep my gun fully loaded, and you know what? Gun's no use unless it's fully loaded. So your safety is your finger. Don't put your finger on the trigger. The real sight, you get what you pay for in terms of quality. However, if you're on a budget, you can get just as much fun out of this. I don't diss or anything. The only issue is that it holds zero after you dismount it. If you dismount it, you have to re-zero it, and it's kind of finicky. Whereas the real one, it will actually hold zero, and I've actually tested that. I dismounted it multiple times, and it still holds zero, true to itself. And I think it's guaranteed up to 1 MOA of accuracy when you remount it. Now the issue with the real one at close ranges is it gets a little bit pixelated, or actually further ranges. If you're shooting at 100 yard or further, it gets real pixelated, and I've tried that. It kind of blurs in my target, and I can't pick out where the center of the dot is. That isn't an issue if you have a magnifier on the real thing. It actually clears up quite a bit, whereas this one, it stays clear all the time. So whatever. They both have one issue that I don't like, is you cannot shoot at a high intensity light. Say if you're aiming at a light bulb, you'll notice that you cannot find your reticle. That's because the light overshadows what the red dot will point at, and that happens with this and the real thing, no matter what intensity level you have it at. Also, a drawback to the real thing is the cost. If you're just a recreational shooter, you're not going to be putting a whole lot of money. I'm a college student, and I don't have a whole lot of money, and so price was a big issue for me. Even though I wanted the real thing, at first I had to go with this, and I was kind of worried about, is it going to actually work on my real gun? And it's safe to say I had a good experience with it, and it does hold zero, and it does work if you can get it to hold onto your gun properly. However, with the real thing, as I noticed, it pretty much does the same thing that I expected it to, except I've been paying a shit ton more money, to get it. If 552 new is like what, $500 or something like that on eBay. So yeah, this is like $50, so it's like 10 times the price difference. Ming. So yeah, it's really just a question of what you really want to do with it. I say if you're just wanting cheap fun, go with the fake one, man. You won't go too wrong with it. So if you have any more questions about it, just send me a email or question about it. But I mean, I hope I covered most of what you want to know as far as quality, I guess. It's not too bad. Just keep an eye on. There are some bad clones that are really crappy, and I bought. This is my second one. My first one was terrible. I don't know why I didn't return it. But yeah, the second one I paid for about like close to 100, but that was kind of a rip-off because I probably got it for 50 easily. Yeah, this one works fine on a real gun. It's supposedly made by Barlow, but I'm pretty sure it's just a rip-off Hong Kong made airsoft thing, and so whatever. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the only big difference is this one will shine the dot at you and you can actually see it, whereas the other one won't. So it's the only big issue is that the reflective coating it has on. And of course, I've dropped this like a couple times and you can see there's already paint scratches on that. Whereas this one, I dropped them countless times and there's no paint scratch on it at all. It looks brand new. So, like I said, you pay for the quality. The paint's a lot better, and so is the material, I'm pretty sure. But as far as the style and look, they look the same thing. I mean, if you're not planning on doing some real life target shooting with it, don't worry about it. You could probably even use the fake one for hunting. I never actually taken it out hunting because hunting is a different ball game. You got to deal with the weather and the humidity and everything. And I don't actually know how well these things hold up in actual weather, but I'm pretty sure it should because mine is supposed to have some sort of nitrogen fog thing in there. The real one, obviously, it's going to be waterproof up to like 33 feet or something like that. But as far as cost, yeah, there's a huge difference. Oh my gosh. So just do your research and try to find a good fake one if you plan on getting a fake one, and if you plan on getting a real one, make sure you get a good quality. I would recommend used. Used would be a lot cheaper than a new one, but yeah. There you have it. Send me an email if you have any questions.